Hello everyone, I hope you're well. I'm just having a little setup issue. One second. My camera doesn't appear to be working. Hello, how are we all? Good evening. Bear with me one moment while we set up the camera. Oh, why is it not doing that? Bear with me. As usual, we are having technical difficulties. Here we go. How is everyone this evening? Are we all good? Let's see. Yay! Here we go. Bear with, let's just get this. Now you can see my very busy workspace. Zoom you in a little bit. Excellent. And we can get rid of that one. So how is everyone? I just checked that we are actually live. You can see I have a little bit of a mess in front of me here, which is cool. It's a work in progress. So, and that's really what tonight's live is about. So I'm so pleased that you can be here. Let's just have a check that we are actually here. Yes, I can see that. Let me just turn that. Hi Heather, how are you? Oh, there we go. Let me just turn my noise down. There we go. So that means we're live on Facebook, which is great. Hello Heather, how are you this evening? What are you up to? Let me just check that we are live on YouTube as well. I have been obsessively watching. Oh, we are, look, beautiful. That's good to go. So I have been obsessively watching the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial on YouTube. So that's what my YouTube is permanently set up to at the moment. So tonight's show program, hello Esther, how are you, is going to be quite a quick one. I'm hoping that you guys are going to help me prepare for my show tomorrow on Hobby Maker. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more. Heather says that she's very good and is just stuffing her face. Oh, so you're having your dinner at the moment, and you've also been watching the trial. It's kind of, it's weird how fascinating it is. It shouldn't be that fascinating, but it is, isn't it? Who else have we got? We've got Lauren. Hello. Julianne's with us. Oh, thank you so much for joining. So as everybody starts to join us, because we are at a different time this evening to what we would normally do, but I thought I would jump on early because I've got lots and lots of prep to do for our show tomorrow on Hobby Maker. So we're on Hobby Maker tomorrow at 2 o'clock, which is the new craft channel if you've not already seen it. It's pretty cool, and we were there, was it last week? It feels like longer ago, but I think it was only last week, doing our first show, which we absolutely loved. And we're back there this week. So I'm on the show this week with the stamp sets that you can see in front of you here, but also with our stackable blender brushes, which are super cool. And we've also got some really cool bundles at some great prices of our other brushes. So our brushes that are of different, what would you say, different colours, different colour combinations that you can have. So so we've got the raspberry colour, the cornflower, we've got the milk chocolate, we've got the aqua, we've got fern colour, and I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like there should be another colour here. Oh, it's the I think we've called this one Smoke. I can't remember. But yes, so they're the new colour combinations that we've got, and we're bringing them in a really cool bundle. And then the Aqua is going to be available on its own in a set of 5 at a really great price as well. So only available on Hobby Maker. You won't be able to get them in our store. So if you are interested in those bundles and getting some more brushes to your collection, then tomorrow is the time to watch and invest, because then you've got really every colour that you could ever possibly need. Oh, I'm throwing mine about. On your caddy, if you've already got those. So perfect time. Josh is with us. Hello, Josh, and Julie's here as well. Josh says he got the card that he won and it's beautiful. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so pleased. And what I'm hoping to do is on our next live, for me to be able to give you one of the cards that I'm making tomorrow's show as well. So give one away to some lucky viewer and time for tea friend, or tea timer as we like to call ourselves. Julie's here as well. Oh, I'm so glad that you've managed to join us, and Laura and Denise. Oh, I'm so pleased you're here. So when we go to a show, I have lots of prep to do. I do have quite a bit of things to do, and I've got quite a lot I still need to prepare for tonight. Hi, Harry and Blake. How are you? Little wave for Harry and Blake. So I thought that you guys might be able to help me a little bit, because I've got a couple of things that I thought I might do just as little quickie kind of samples. So I'm going to pop these away, because these are my samples for the show. I don't have a lot of samples at the moment, which is a bit frustrating. So I thought, let's make a quick sample now. So it is the stamp set that we've taken is the Cool Critters. So this is the stamp and coordinating die set that we'll be taking, and I'm also taking some favourite stencils. So we've got the Bokeh Bubbles and the Simple Stripes, and these we're going to be using along with our stackable brushes and the brushes, the bundles that we've got on offer. So some great combinations of offers to show. So yes, so I'm going to have a go at making a couple of quick backgrounds while we're here on on the live, just to show you different ways of using them and different ways of using your brushes. And then I might use them in a demo tomorrow, or as a sample for tomorrow, a bit later on. So I'm going to grab this Make Art Station, which has got stuck to one of my magnetic sheets. So this is obviously going to create a bit of a glare, which is why I don't often use it. But I quite like the fact that it's magnetic. So please, forgive me the glare, but I might be able to cover that up with some cardstock. There we go. And we'll hopefully will not that'll not hurt your eyes too much. Because we can hold things down with these magnets, which is going to be really, really helpful. And we've also got this magnetic ruler, which is helpful. So I'm going to just quickly, I've got some pre-cut bits of square cardstock, as you can see here. But I've also got some pre-cut. Where's the rest of my pre-cut cardstock? Here it is. Let's grab some of this as well, because I will use the larger cardstock, and a black card base might be quite cool for this. Or even, oh yeah, let's use some candy colours. Yeah, so we've got a couple of A2 card bases here. I'm liking the cut of this jib. So I'm going to use one of my pre-cut pieces of super smooth cardstock that you can get from Time for Tea. I'm going to pop that bit of cardstock there so it prevents glaring, and that one there also. just to help with the glare situation. I'm gonna pop that there as well, and pop that there. There we go. So we've got a, you know, that's obviously causing a glare now. What a nightmare. Never mind. We'll pop that like that. So because what I want to do is I want to fix my my stencil onto here, and I want to add some colour to this background using some pinks. And one of the things that I need to do as well, ready for tomorrow, is get all of my supplies together that I'm going to be taking, because the thing that stresses me out more than anything else is not having everything that I need. You know, that I may possibly run out of something, and it's the worst feeling, you know, that you've forgotten something. So I'm going to go with a bit of abandoned coral, some kitsch flamingo, and some tattered rose for my background. And I'm going to start with, I'm going to do, yes, I'm going to do it this way. It's okay, I was just having a little think about how I'm going to do this, but I am going to do it white onto, colour onto white rather than the other way. Keep it quite bright and focused. So I'm going to add my, my bokeh bubbles onto my stencil here, onto my paper here, and I'm going to use my magnets to hold both the stencil and paper in place, because this is where you're going to get you a little bit of an issue. Julianne says, oh, must check if I've got this one. My collection is growing and I can't remember. Hoping I have. And hello to Olwyn. Hello. So I'm going to use my raspberry coloured brush for this. And I'm going to use this for all the colours of pink, because this is what I do with my pink brush. I use it for all my shades of pink. Now I do have, admittedly, I have several of these these brushes. You know, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? But you don't need to have lots of them. You don't need to have multiple ones. But as Julie will tell you, it does help, doesn't it? The bokeh bubble stencil is a huge favourite, Laura, because it is so versatile and it makes such beautiful, beautiful backgrounds. So that's my first layer of tattered rose, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to rub off that excess ink, and then I'm going to pick up my stencil if I can. These magnets are really strong, and then I'm going to turn it around and move where those spots are going to be. So I'm just going to jiggle it around until I get the pattern that I want. So actually I quite like that. Now you may not want all of your spots exactly where you've put them. So for example, this one, I'm not going to go back over that one, because that'll just cover up the spot that I've already done. But that's okay. So we're going to go in now with some kitsch flamingo using the same brush. And then I'm going to go and add this lovely bright pink to these other areas. Now, the thing to be aware of is that some of these, because this is a 6x6 stencil, some of the areas are obviously, some of the circles are cut in half. So if one of those halves is over your page, is on your page, then you just need to be careful not to add colour to that particular circle, because you don't want a line going through, unless that's the look that you're going for, of course. So Josh says he can't bring himself to mix your blending brushes, so you can't, you don't want to use different coloured pinks with the same pink brush, Josh. Honestly, it really doesn't hurt the brush. It adds a bit of extra colour to your brush. I mean, mine is lovely and inky. And it really doesn't hurt anything. So now we're gaining a lovely bit of pattern here on our background. take my stencil again and I'm going to say I'd quite like to do, I think I want a big one and a smaller one just across here, and I'm going to put them just there. So we're going to pop that in place, go back to our Kitsch Flamingo, and then I'm going to add that colour onto there. And then we've got, and I love the way that these overlap and create that lovely bit of pattern. So, do I want any more on there? I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it at that. So now, we may want to just wipe off any excess ink off there. So I'm just doing that with my microfiber cloth because, and I'm turning this over. So, and let's have a look at where else we could add some of these bubbles. So you're just going to keep flipping it around, moving it around and seeing where you've got space. So actually I quite like that. And we want a bit of overlap because it's the overlap that creates the interest. So now we've got a bit of overlap, you can see here what I was talking about before is that we've got this half circle just there. This half circle, we don't want to get any, we don't want ink on that because that's going to create a harsh line that we can't work with. So I'm going to cover that up with some masking tape, just so that I don't accidentally go over that edge. And the same with this one, we don't want any ink on there. So I only want ink on these bottom pieces. And the ink that I'm going to use, I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with some of this Abandoned Coral. So this is a bit of a reddier pink. And we can either use our raspberry brush or we can use the little stackable brush. And what this will allow us to do is really get some real direction with that colour. So I'm just checking, is that the colour that I want? And I think that's going to look pretty cool. So, and the great thing about the stackable brushes as well is that they really allow you to get some real intense colour onto your cardstock. So, oh, we didn't add our bits of magnets, so that's why it's slipping around a little bit. So let's add a couple of magnets back on there, just to keep everything in place. And then we can use our stackable brush to really direct where we want that colour and get a real intense coverage as well. So we'll add a bit over there, so we're getting a real nice overlap, which I think is what's awesome. And there are a lot of layering stencils on the market at the moment, and you have to buy 3 or 4 different stencils to get that layered effect. But with this one, you don't need more than 1 stencil. You only need this 1 stencil, and you're getting this layered background. It is one of my favourite stencils to use because of that. So let's lift this up, and now look at this lovely bubbly effect that we're getting. So we need some more of this red, I think, up here. So again, just go have a look through, see which size of, I think I quite like the idea of there being a large one just there. So again, let's pop these back on. And again, because we're using the smaller brush, we can pick out the bits of that we want from the stencil, and we don't have to use any of the others. So we'll just add that colour into there, and then I'm going to do this little one as well. That'll give us a nice, and every time you do this, you're going to get a slightly different pattern, because to do it exactly the same twice is so hard. So it's going to look unique every time. So let's have, feel like we need just a little bit going off this side here. Let me just move that out of the way. So we'll just add that on there, and then again a bit more ink. And because I'm using the stackable brush, I'm not so worried about going over this edge. But if you are worried about doing that accidentally, getting a little bit, you know, a bit trigger happy, you can always put some masking tape around the edges there to make sure that you don't have that issue. And then for balance, I'm just move this up a little bit so you guys can see. Do we need a little bit more over this end? Maybe one here, just a small one, just there. I think that would be a good place. So again, let's just add a bit of red onto there. And how cool does that look as a background? So then my thought was to cut this down and maybe pop it onto a pink background, and then I could maybe add my image or a sentiment onto there, but that's going to make a really beautiful background. You could put a large sentiment across the middle of there. I've got some of these die cuts that I've done from one of the die sets that we bring in onto the show. So that would be quite cool to have those kind of stacked up on there. That's looking quite cute. So you could make a really, really quick card. Hi Jess, how are you? Julie says, loving this background already. Denise says, great background. Josh says he just needs to be brave and just let the creativity take over. Absolutely. And Julie says, that's so pretty as a background. Thank you. Josh says there's a problem with one of his Distress Oxide ink pads that went all thick and gooey, like on top of the pad. Oh, I've not heard of that before, but that sounds... I have had ink pads that have leaked quite badly. So it could be something, you know, maybe it's been over-inked. And that's why it's gone a bit gooey. So I don't know. I've not really come across that before. Has anybody else come across that? Is there a solution? Do you need to let it dry out a little bit? Can you remove some of the gooiness and it be all right? I don't know. But I like this. I think this looks really cute. And I think if you were to do a smaller card, I think with this background, and then have, I like the idea of having like friend across the front of it a few times. I think looks really quite cool, doesn't it? So these dies, the friend dies, are from the lovely Friend Scalloped Slimline die set, which is quite a mouthful, and I never say it right. So it's Slimline Scallop Nesting dies, but they are the lovely Friend ones. So they come with the additional little sentiments there, which is cool. And we're also going to be bringing the slimline, the simple slimline nesting dies. So these two work really well together. So you've got a scalloped slimline set, and then you've got a simple slimline set. So everything you need to be able to make some beautiful slimline cards. So I'm happy with those. So I'm going to use those, make that into a nice little little card. I think that's going to make a great little card. So let's clean this one up. Keep those to one side, those inks, because like I say, one of the things that I've got to do is to prepare all of my kit. Make sure I'm taking everything with me that I need. Oh, have I come out? Have I gone? No, I'm there. Something strange happened. So yeah, so I've got to make sure that I've got all of my kit with me, everything I need to do my demonstrations, got all my samples with me, got my lunch because I have to be there super early. So we're on at 2 o'clock, like I say. But the offices are in Redditch, which is near Birmingham, which is about 2.5 hours away from where we are in Sheffield. I think we managed it in about two 2 hours maybe the first time we went, but we were very lucky with traffic and so on. So and we've to be there for 11 o'clock, the 11 a.m. production meeting, because they have a little production meeting every day and talk. So the director, producers, the presenters are all part of this meeting to make sure that everybody knows what their roles are, what their jobs are for the day, which is you know, is perfect really, and is so good that they spend that time with you, you know, to understand the product, what the selling points are, and what it is, what demonstrations you want to do for the day. So I love that, but obviously it means we have to be there super duper early, which can sometimes be a little tough. But I don't know if using this small square is going to give you enough of a view, but I'm going to try it as a little sample. Let's have a look, because I feel like I might make a mini card with this one. So let's flip this one over. So I've attached my tape to the back of that because I'm not really going to be able to get my magnets onto my paper with this one. So yeah, so we have to be there super early. So I'm going to have to take my lunch with me. And plenty of fluids, because you need to keep hydrated. Denise says awesome die sets. They are really, really useful, Denise. Josh says he's been trying to find plastic pockets for the slimline dies. So what I tend to do with my dies, you'll have noticed, is I keep them in the original packaging, and then I just add a magnetic strip to the back piece, and then I just store them like that, because it is quite hard to find storage pockets that are this tall. Our A5 storage pockets, which I'm going to struggle to find you on now I've mentioned them, do have one. Oh, here's one that I've got some of my paper in. So this is these are our A5 storage pockets, and you can see that they're not quite tall enough to get your slimlines in, but they are sturdy enough for them to stand up in there if you wanted to keep them in your original packaging. So that's just how I do mine, Josh. Julianne says, how do we watch online? So you can watch on YouTube. So you can either watch via the Hobby Maker channel, which is on their website. So if you go to hobbymaker.co.uk, I think it is, or .com, you will find that you can watch live via the website. Or you can go to YouTube, and on YouTube you will find the Hobby Maker channel, and they play replays of everything that's been on over the last few days on that channel, as well as what's live. And then you can watch on Freeview, which I think is channel, I want to say channel 73, it could be 75. I'll double check that for you. And you can watch, obviously, on Sky, but they're not on Virgin yet. So you can watch on Freeview or on YouTube is probably the best way to do it. Lauren says she uses an A5 Polly Pockets, cuts a piece of basic white card so to fill the pocket and put stamp sets or dies in them. Just been doing some organising this week for Time for Tea stuff, all sorted and logged on an app. Well done, Lauren. That's super organised, super organised. So yes, that's another really great way of doing that as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of the background here, and I'm going to use some blues. Let's use some blues. So I'm going to use my cornflower blue brush, which has had lots of usage, as you can see, and I'm going to use, now I am taking some really pretty kind of salvage patinas, one of my favourite colours, and I love a bit of peacock feathers, so my thoughts are we might use a bit of those on here. So let's use some salvage patina. Now you could use your aqua brush for this, absolutely. but I'm going to use the blue one. And what you're going to find here is that it is a very delicate stencil. So what you might want to do, and this is what I'm going to do with, I'm going to change this up actually because it is such a fine stencil. Is you might want to use some pixie spray or some of that stencil spray, which is like a I think, is it Crafter's Companion do like a stick and spray or a stick away, or I don't know. It's a temporary adhesive anyway for your stencils, and that will just keep them in place a little bit more. But what I like to do is use my stackable blender brushes for this, because the issue with it lifting is far reduced. So you can see there that I'm not getting that same pushback. I'm still going to hold it down with my finger a little bit, but I'm going to get a much better finish with this stackable brush. So this is going to be so useful. And I'm using a circular motion just to lay the majority of my colour down, but then I can also use a side-to-side motion to really blend that colour through. So we're just going to lay this colour down quite quickly. There we go. Backwards and forwards with a bit of extra colour just to really blend that through. And how much easier is that with the little brush? So now I'm going to lift this up, and now we've got this lovely stripy background. But how cute! Jess says she's so happy to be crafting along with me today. Yay! Is anybody else enjoying any nice weather today as well? Because I feel like it's quite nice sunshiny weather, which can sometimes, you know, put people off doing a bit of crafting, but I think it's really nice crafty weather. So again, I'm going to use my my stackable brush here, and I've just flipped my cardstock around, and I you know, may not have lined this up super straight because I did it super quick, but it'll be fine. It's a handmade card at the end of the day. So, and I think this is going to make such a fun summertime background. So we're just going to add some more colour to the background here. And I'm just holding these lines flat with my fingers. But again, I'm not getting the same lift that I would if I was using my bigger brush. So we just pop that thing down. And this is going to make a really lovely summery kind of background for any of your kind of cards, or even for your like your scrapbooks. If you're making a kind of a summery themed layout, you could use this to make your own kind of gingham paper. And then we'll lift this up, and you can see now we've got this lovely gingham pattern. Isn't that cool? Love that. Nicola's here. Hello, Nicola. No problem that you're late. It's a funny time. I've changed the time on you, so that's to be expected. And Claire says, I'm prepping resin jewellery for a craft market on Sunday, then onto my lovely new time for tea goodies. Yay! And I do need to speak to you about coming to Lincoln still, Claire. I think we've got a date in August that we've pretty much confirmed, so I'm excited. So bear with me. I've just been busy as a little bee, and I haven't had a chance to come back to you, but we'll get that set up definitely. So this then, I have got some layers. It looks like a picnic blanket exactly. That was kind of the look that I was going for. So we can either back that onto a bit of black cardstock there, and then I've also got a white square card base. And again, so we've pretty much we've got a card almost done there, haven't we? So now all we need is an image and maybe a sentiment, and you've got a background. So we've now got two really cool backgrounds here. And again, we've got these lovely sentiments that are going to look so cool on the back of here. So we've got, let's move my super strong magnets out of the way. So I've got two backgrounds that we've made there, which are the start of two really pretty cards. That I think, you know, you can really have a bit of fun with there. I love this check on that background, and depending on what colour you use, you could make that'd make a really nice card for I think for a Father's Day. So you could put a dad's sentiment on there, and I think that'd look really cool, you know, just with the gingham. Emma says, hi, I'm just packing as we're going to Scotland tomorrow. Are you going to Scotland on holiday? Have a fabulous time if so, or whatever you're doing. And Jess says, can't wait to have you in Lincoln. We often discuss time for tea with the girls at the craft club. Oh, that's so cool. I can't wait. I really hope that I can bring my mum as well, because she's been dying to do a craft class, but she's a bit nervous about doing one. But they live in Lincoln, so it would be the perfect place. So that's really it for this evening, because like I say, I've got lots and lots of stuff that I still need to prep for tomorrow. So I am, like I say, I am prepping my in fact I need to do a little bit of a, make sure I've got all of the bits that I need. You see, this is the thing, is that, you know, am I taking everything that I need? So yeah, I've got to get all of my brushes packed, I've got to get all of my pens packed, I've got to get all of my demo bits packed, make sure that I've got things like your glue and your sticky tape and your acrylic blocks, and there's always something that I forget, including microfiber cloths, baby wipes, just general cleaning equipment. So that is my plan for this evening, as well as picking out what I'm going to wear. So lots still to do, and it's already 7:30. I've got to eat, shower, all the rest of it. So wow, but loving these backgrounds, think they look awesome. Really excited to share the rest of my demos with you tomorrow. And if there's time, we might even recreate these, who knows. So thanks so much for joining me this evening. Emma, enjoy your 2-week break in the Highlands. I hope that the weather stays gorgeous for you. Julie says that Harry and Blake are also crafting along and using the Movie Night collection that you die cut and need to stamp details on. That's so cute. And Josh says he'll be watching tomorrow. That's fantastic. Denise says great ideas and loves the stencils. And Julianne's wishing me well and good luck for tomorrow. Thank you so much. Ant's not coming with me tomorrow. I'm travelling on my own, so I'm going to be super nervous. So it'd be awesome if you guys could join me. And like I say, we've got some great offers, bundles, demos, the whole shebang. And I will catch up with you all again probably next week now. So thank you so much, guys, for watching and popping in to say hi. I know it's been a short one this evening, but it's been great to share my ideas with you and get a few bits of prep done while you're here. And I'll see you all again tomorrow. See you soon. Bye. Bye. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for your support. You're awesome.